Hello, darlings. January 28th, 2016. From the New York Times. Short answers to hard questions about the Zika virus. And this is by Donald McNeil and Catherine St. Louis. Okay, here's a picture of a lady, and this is her baby. And it says, Gilles Kelly de Silvia, holding her daughter Maria, was born with microcephaly in Brazil. Now, this birth defect is related to the Zika virus. This is a baby born with a smaller head than normal. The World Health Organization has warned that the Zika virus is spreading explosively in the Americas, and that as many as 4 million people could be infected by the end of the year. Officials of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have urged pregnant women against travel to about 24 countries, mostly in the Caribbean and Latin America, where the outbreak is growing. The infection appears to be linked to the development of unusually small heads and brain damage in newborns. Some pregnant women who have been to these regions should be tested for the infection, the agency said. Here are some answers and advice about the outbreak. And we go down here, and these tan colors are where the Zika virus has been recently. I just want to mention that I heard about this on National Public Radio, and I also heard they were talking yesterday about how pregnant women should be tested for depression. Now here's the article on that for the depression screening from NPR. The link is below for that also. And what they were saying is that it's a rough time for pregnant women because you're not always happy, and that if you get screened and treated, that it could improve the situation and make the whole situation a happy one, instead of sometimes you're not feeling good about being pregnant or the baby after the baby's born, and you don't feel like there's anybody to talk to because it's expected that you're happy. Depression is the leading cause of disease-related disability in women around the world. 9% of pregnant women and 10% of new moms will go through a major depressive episode, according to evidence cited by the task force. And studies have shown that babies and toddlers with depressed moms are subject to lots of problems. Okay, I just want to say that, now remember that the pharmaceutical companies make a lot of money off of things like this. And we know, for example, that one of the things that can help your mood is just simply exercise or dancing, listening to music, hanging out with friends, sometimes being by yourself, reading good books, taking a walk. There are several things that have nothing to do with medication. So I'm going to go back to what I was talking about to begin with, but the link for this is below if you're interested. Okay, so once again, here's the map of where the Zika virus is. What is the Zika virus? The Zika virus is a mosquito-transmitted infection related to dengue, yellow fever, and West Nile virus. Although it was discovered in the Zika forest in Uganda in 1947 and is common in Africa and Asia, it did not begin spreading widely in the Western Hemisphere until last May, when an outbreak occurred in Brazil. Until now, almost no one this side of the world has been affected. So they're assuming if we're reading this, we're on a certain side of the world. Don't you love when articles do things like that? Few of us have immune defenses against the virus, so it is spreading rapidly. Once again, they're talking about people, a certain group of people, and assuming that you're living in that certain group. Millions of people in tropical regions of the Americas may now be infected. Yet for most people, the infection causes no symptoms and leads to no lasting harm. Scientific concern is focused on women who become infected while pregnant, and those who develop a temporary form of paralysis after exposure to the Zika virus. Intriguing, isn't it? A great picture of mosquitoes. How is it spread? Now they're saying that it's spread by mosquitoes, but down here it says it's normally spread by mosquitoes. There has been one report of possible spread through blood transfusion and one possible spread through sex. The virus was found on one occasion in semen. I have no idea how they got that, but I would say if it was in one drop of semen, it's got to be in more, is what I would think. So then they don't know how it causes brain damage. We'll just pass that one up because they don't know. Then they're explaining what it is: micro, which is small, cephaly, which is talking about the head. Okay, so then areas pregnant women should avoid. What countries should they avoid? The Caribbean, Central America, and South America. Okay, now here they talk about if there's a test you can take. They talk about here's a little map, road map to follow to see if you. Now the link for this will be below, but to see if you should be tested. What do you do? Oh my God. Excuse me. Under the CDC's testing algorithm, which is that little thing that I called a map up there, that can help you to decide whether or not you should get tested. Blah, blah, blah. What should I do if I want to go travel and I'm not pregnant or I am pregnant? Should infants be tested? These are the symptoms, which could be almost anything: a rash, joint pain, red eyes, or fever. I mean, it could be almost anything that causes that. Is there treatment? No. Okay, so that's a good thing to know, isn't it? Is there a vaccine? Oh, this might be the next thing that the pharmaceutical companies make, but they're talking about it normally takes years and costs hundreds of millions of dollars. Because it is completely impossible to prevent mosquito bites unless you just, I don't know, stay in a bubble. You should avoid going to these regions where it's being transmitted if you're a woman that's pregnant or planning on getting pregnant. And then why wasn't there a link to microcephaly detected earlier? It may be that the virus never had struck such a large population without immunity. So they're saying that the western side of the globe doesn't have immunity to this Zika virus. And so now it's showing up as something weird. But actually they can't tell you for sure if that's what's causing it. Microcephaly is rare, and it has many other causes, including infection of the fetus with rubella, cytomegalovirus, or toxoplasmosis, such as what's in the cat litter disease, poisoning of a fetus by alcohol, mercury, or radiation, or severe maternal malnutrition and diabetes. It is also caused by several gene mutations, including Down syndrome. Okay, now let's just go back up here for a minute. Mercury and radiation. We know Fukushima, for example, is still blasting out radiation. Okay. Mercury seems to be on the rise in almost everything. Light bulbs, tuna fish, the ocean. I live in a state, Wisconsin. All right, now I just Googled Wisconsin fishing, and this is what I got. So you can do the same thing basically and get these pictures. But where I live, there are hundreds of lakes and ponds and rivers, and fishing is a big deal here. Ice fishing, summer fishing, ice fishing. But the way things are going now here in Wisconsin, they talk about how good fish are for you. Lots of vitamins and minerals and are the primary source for healthy omega-3 fats. But then it says, however, fish may take in pollutants from their environment and food. Mercury and PCBs are the contaminants of the greatest concern in fish, prompting recommendations that people limit or avoid eating certain species of fish from many waters throughout the nation. So then down here, they have recommendations of what you can eat. Women of childbearing years, nursing mothers, and all children under 15 may eat 1 meal per week of these, 1 meal per month of these kind of fish. Do not eat muskie. Women beyond childbearing years and men may eat unrestricted of these kinds of fish, 1 meal per week, and 1 meal per month of muskie. Doctors suggest that eating 1 to 2 servings per week of low contaminant fish or shellfish can benefit your health. Little additional benefit is obtained from consuming more than that amount, and you should rarely eat more than 4 servings of fish within a week. So we have lots of mercury. Poisoning of fetus by alcohol. Well, alcohol companies, alcohol is abundant all over the place. Okay, so there is a lot of paranoia beginning to come around this. And I don't know what to say. I just want you to be updated about what's going on. And I also wanted to show you this on the bottom of here. If you click on the link, the New York Times Interactive, that I'll have below. Look at this one. Zika virus spreading explosively in America. That's what we were reading. Reports of Zika-linked birth defects rise in Brazil. Here's somebody out in a little suit pretending like they're spraying. No, they probably are. Here's another picture of a baby and a beautiful mother. And look at this. El Salvador's advice on Zika virus. Don't have babies. All right, so they're advising you not to have children? Really? What do you think about that? I'm grateful for you, and I'm here at your service.